There we go. Namaste, guys. ChristianRLong, Life Enhancement Consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Tuesday evening here in Denver, Colorado, 7:50 p.m. Mountain Time. And just finished my day of spiritual practice. Jenny, Namaste, healing practice. And now it is time for my body to eat. For those of you who've been following the streams for a hot minute, this is day three and the final day of the psyllium husk supplementation. So basically, my last meal is around 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And then around 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, I take 8 of these psyllium husk supplements. It's basically condensed fiber. Yana, namaste. And then I go to bed. The fiber's working through the small, large intestines and colon. It's all good, right? Malvika, namaste. Enjoy your dinner. My favorite meal of the day. Oh, really? Dinner is your favorite meal of the day? I like that. And so then I wake up in the morning, and then I don't eat anything until probably around 10:30. So tomorrow, Cheryl, namaste. Tomorrow is my last day of doing this, and then guess what? Exciting times. I'm going to be doing a water enema. I was going to say an enema. Chetna, namaste. A water enema, which I've done over the past 2 years, probably 5 times, and it cleans you out super thoroughly because I thought taking these, I'd get cleaned out super, super easy with the extra fiber. Because usually people who eat a lot of protein and don't eat a lot of carbohydrates or fruits and vegetables, John, namaste, they don't have, they kind of have a buildup of stuff in their intestines, but I have regular bowel movements. Eva, namaste, once or twice a day, no problem. Ever since taking the fiber, I've had only one bowel movement, and then the bowel movement has been teeny tiny. So it's like, what's that all about? So to facilitate the process, tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to be doing the water enema, which is pretty intense. It's funny because dealing with health, wellness, fitness, nutrition, energy healing, and working with all kinds of things over the years, massage therapy, oils, all of it, grapes, prunes, raisins. Ooh, that's right. See, that's better, but that's not really fiber, but it is a diuretic. See, I thought this was going to be a diuretic. I thought this was just I take it in the morning, it would just go through my system. Not the case. So nothing grosses me out. You know what we're talking about? Because I'm about to make dinner. You guys and I are going to have dinner with each other. So you can either watch for the next 15 minutes when we make dinner, or you can zone out and go somewhere else. But we're going to make dinner with each other. And you're like, why are you talking about this subject matter before dinner? This stuff doesn't bother me in the least. The only thing that does bother me, I don't know if I should tell you guys this because you could see it as my Achilles heel and use it against me at some point in time. No one's ever done it, but who knows, is blood. That's my Achilles heel. So talking about blood, thinking about blood, I can see blood, no problem. If I'm looking at it with my eyes, no problem. If I'm watching a horror movie, in most cases, no problem. But if you talk about it, I don't know what it is about the verbal aspect of talking about it, or you say that you're getting a shot at the doctors, can't handle it. I go down super hard. In fact, a girlfriend of mine several years ago had to go to the emergency room at 2 o'clock in the morning. Paula, namaste. Jennifer, namaste. Had to go to the emergency room at 2 o'clock in the morning because of something vaginally related. And not a problem. We got up. It's basically like half a mile away. We went to the hospital, and they, did the whole checkup and found out what was going on. Everything was pretty fine. And so the doctor came in to take the blood. I don't even like talking about this. The doctor came in and take the blood, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm out. Peace out. I'm gonna go around the corner. And as I was getting up, I was imagining the whole experience of what she was going through, and I was sweating profusely, like drips. Kimberly, namaste. Drips pouring down my face. My palms were super cold and clammy. I had butterflies in my stomach, and I was like stumbling down the corridor in the hospital. And then I started to see sparkly stars, and then bam, hit the ground like a ton of bricks. During that time, she had already given the blood, gone to the bathroom to do whatever she wanted to do. She comes back, Eric, the barbecue king of Massachusetts. She comes back and she sees 5 nurses surrounding me, wondering what happened. And she's wondering what happened. She's like, I just gave blood and went to the bathroom, and now Christian's passed out on the floor. What is going on? It's that intense. So I can't be around the idea of blood. I don't know why. Maybe I was tortured and mutilated and ripped apart many, many lifetimes. Maybe bloodletting was part of that. So I have a squirrely energy around blood. So if you ever bring up a blood story with me, I will A, cut you off mid-sentence, or B, I will just get up and leave. Yana says, hold on everybody. Namaste, I do the Master Cleanse every 6 months. GMCKS recommendation, amazing cleanse. Oh, the Master Cleanse, cleansing of all the bodies. Yes, correct. That's why you reincarnated in a man's body. Yeah, probably a good point. I don't know if I could deal with blood on a daily or a monthly basis for 4 or 5 days out of the month. That would be intense. So grateful, so happy. So that's why I have no problem talking about bowel movements right before I make dinner. Doesn't bother me in the least. Avani, Atma Namaste, bringing the heat. So you might be asking, all right, Christian, what are we going to be having today? Well, my diet, I know some people that are even more regimented than me, like hardcore regimented, but my diet is almost the same every single day with a couple variations. I had a friend of mine that would eat the same thing for months and sometimes years on end, the exact same thing. No differentiation whatsoever. So, 2 vegan sausage patties. These are super, super good. Morning Stars, the brand name. I'm not super big on processed food all the time, but I do like these vegan sausages, so I recommend picking up one of them. Fruit juices. What are we talking about? Fruit juices? No, I'm not making fruit juices. We're making dinner. Why is the pan sticky? So my little formula is I get the pan nice and hot. I put these bad babies in the pan for 9 minutes. After 3 minutes, I flip them over, and then I put eggs in there. And I typically have 2 to 3 eggs. I take spinach, because I got to get in some of the greens, you know what I'm saying? I take the spinach, and I put it right on the plate. I know you guys can't see that, but this isn't a cooking show, all right? We're just having dinner with each other. So I put that right on the plate, and then I throw everything on top of it. Also, I have a bunch of... Jeanette, Namaste. I haven't seen you on in a hot minute. Good to have you on. And then I got the cheeses. Who doesn't love cheese? I don't think I've ever met a woman in my entire life, ever, that doesn't love cheese. It's one thing to be like, yeah, cheese, I could take it or leave it. Yeah, I like cheese. No, every woman I've ever met in my life loves cheese. So I put the cheese on after I put the eggs on. So Mexican style, yeah. You know how I roll. So I put the patties down, back in the freezer, set the timer for 9 minutes. I've worked in restaurants my early years of working, instead of being self-employed, but working for other people. Most of all of it was working in restaurants, management, assistant management, cook, server, dishwasher, pretty much did it all. Food runner, and I don't like to cook. It's not my thing. That's why I like simplicity. Simple, simple, simple. Malvika says bell peppers are good with eggs too. Oh, that's right. I actually have bell peppers. But I'm going to have them tomorrow. See? Bell peppers. Yeah. So then I bust out my, not sprouted bread, but 3 grams of protein, 3 grams of fiber. It's got omega, whole grain. It's really good bread. And what I like about this bread, because I'm always being conscientious of my carbohydrates, it's baby size. It's teeny weeny little baby bread. Look at this. Check this out. Look at this. It's teeny weeny baby bread. So I throw 1 slice, bam. And then for my butter, it's probably a reverse image, is Earth, what is it called? Earth Balance. I've been using this butter for years. Earth Balance. It's vegan. It's tasty. It's healthy. All right, so we're not flipping just yet. A client 2 years ago bought me a set, a whole bunch of them. Actually, I got tongs, I got spoons, I got spatulas, ladles. She's very, very kind and considerate to do that for me. So I'm going to be heading off to the retreat in California on Tuesday. Obviously not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. So I want to use up all the produce and food and whatever, because then I'm going to be gone for about 7 days. I'm going to come back to Denver for about 2-3 days, and then I'm heading out to the East Coast to go to the East Coast retreat in Mahwah, New Jersey. I'm still waiting for LaCroix to send me my referral checks. Yeah. All right, so now we flip the sausages, and then we're going to drop in 3 eggs. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Now, easy to cook stuff. Exactly. So I throw a little salt and a little pepper. It's funny because I'm acting like I'm a chef teaching you guys how to cook when 90% of you watching this know how to cook more things than me and better than me. I'm just showing you what I use, what I eat on a regular basis to keep my body healthy, strong, make sure I get enough protein. That's a big, big concern for a lot of spiritual practitioners. They don't eat a lot of protein. Also, they don't eat a lot of calories. I don't eat a lot of calories, definitely. I'm probably 1,400 calories a day, which is not a lot. My basal metabolic rate, basically me just sitting, I should be consuming about 2,200 calories a day. Just sitting and doing nothing is how much my body uses to function. So that's why I'm leaner now than I've ever been since I was 14 years old. All right, so now the eggs are on, the sausages are on. We're going to do the cheese. Know you're getting us hungry. Yeah, that's right. Sharing the love. When I do eggs, I don't know about you, I don't like any liquidiness. Kind of grosses me out a little bit. So I like my food well done most of the time. When I was eating meat, I would never get rare or medium rare. I would always get medium or even leaning towards well done. Medium well done. It's just how I am. It's how I roll, yo. So the other thing is, you heard me say the word sausages for those of you who just logged in. Sausages that are not vegan are made out of pork, right? in general are made out of pork. And as a pranic healer and arhatic yogi, aggressive, I spend a lot of time refining my energy body. So pork is very, very heavy, very dense, and energetically dirty. Now, if you don't like hearing that, that's fine. If you don't have a spiritual practice, don't worry about it. Eat all the pork you can possibly shove in your mouth. I grew up on pork, bacon, sausage, all of it. And then as I began my spiritual practice more and more and more over the years, and my energy body became more refined, more subtle, more refined, more subtle, that even looking at pork at this point in my life gives me a headache. So usually on the spiritual path, people stop eating meat naturally. If you have to force it, it's typically not right for you at that time. So if you still have a desire to eat pork, get after it. But something inside of you will not sit right. And even when I accidentally have had meat in the past, gives me a super strong headache. No idea why. Super strong. And then I'll look and I'll like look through the food. I'll talk to the server. I'll bring it up to somebody. And 90% of the time, there was some kind of pork product in it. And I didn't even know about it. So you could say, well, Christian, it's psychosomatic. You think it's going to cause you a headache, and it causes you a headache. Yeah, but what about the times I had absolutely no idea that there was meat in it, and then all of a sudden I'm starting to feel congested, starting to feel nauseous, my head is like pounding. Aha, pork. Pork more than other meats. Some of the cleanest meats are kosher meats, which is meats that have been blessed, and lamb. Lamb is a very, very clean meat. Beef is the heaviest. Fish is cleaner than beef, poultry, lamb. So sushi can still rock the sushi. Got to put the toast in. I forgot to put the toast in. It's in, but I didn't hit the button. All right, so we got that out. We got the fork. We got the knife. But you know how you have people that are foodies, people that love to find the newest, greatest, latest restaurant in their neighborhood and then go to it and then rave about it and put comments on it about Yelp and Google reviews and all these other things. That's just not my jam. I pretty much only eat food to keep my body healthy and alive. That's about it. I don't eat food too much for enjoyment. It's just not my thing. I'm not a foodie. I'd rather spend $1,000 on a weekend retreat than $50 on a meal. That's just me, right? Not wrong, bad, or indifferent. It's just a preference, right? So this is done. We're going to slide it on. So I got one of those non-stick pans. Look at that. Bam! Pretty cool, right? I had one of their saucers, one of their saucepans, for about 2 years. And I made oatmeal every single morning, 7 days a week, rain, sleet, or shine. And only now, after 2 years of intense use with oatmeal, is it now starting teeny tiny itty bit stick to the bottom. So I was like, all right, that's a great product. I got to find out what their other saucepans and whatever are. So I just bought 3 of their pans. This is the little baby one. And nothing sticks to it. It's pretty intense. Because when you hear non-stick, because I've bought many non-stick in the past, you hear non-stick, and after about a month of usage, what starts happening? Things start sticking to it, right? Because the Teflon's wearing away or whatever. But they have a different kind of finishing method. The brand is called Circulon, Circulon. You can buy it on Amazon. Circulon. Circulon. Great product. Yeah. Oh, all right, that's done. So now we got our toast. We got our vegan butter. Yeah, it's nice. By the way, thank you for some of you who have congratulated me on a new cycle. So every 52 days, all of us move into a different cycle, which is relative to your birthday. So from your birthday, 52 days out, that's one cycle. Then you enter another one. 52 days out, that's another cycle. Then you enter another one, 52 days. So you have 7 cycles all year long that each represent 52 days. So today, I just entered my Venus cycle, which is my favorite cycle of the entire year. Goes for 52 days, starts today. Amazing things are going to happen. Then to top it off, literally and metaphorically, is salsa. And I use the hot, spicy salsa because I think I'm part Latin. All right, throw this down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So if you ever have dinner with me, most likely what I would make with you would be this, or rice, beans, and eggs. So there's not a lot of variety. I mean, I get the right nutrients and right supplementation. Whew, it's a little smoky in here. So you guys want to see what it looks like? So I got my LaCroix, and I got my cute little tiny meal. You guys see it? So we have 2 vegan sausage patties, 3 eggs, on top of spinach with a hot salsa, and then beautiful teeny tiny baby toast with vegan butter, and then a LaCroix that I'm still waiting for them to give me a commission check after 6 years of constantly promoting their product. Come on, LaCroix, get it together. And that's our dinner for tonight. Hey, Renata's bringing the heat. What's up, girl? So, if this is too much to watch somebody eat, that's okay. You can log off. Not a problem. I won't be offended in any way, shape, or form. Some people don't like to watch other people eat. I don't really care. Buen appetito. Sweet. The funny thing is, this is really good. Who made this? Some extraordinary chef? The one thing that drives me nuts, crazy, almost as much as blood, is hearing somebody, you don't care if I'm eating? That's nice. Is hearing somebody drink a liquid. You saw it, namaste. Hearing somebody drink a liquid drives me crazy. Like if you had a can of soda, it was like, I can't even do it. Drinking it and you just hear this like gulping sound with water, with soda, with orange juice, any kind of gulping sound drives me crazy. And I don't know why. But I think it's my karma coming back to me because for most of my life, until maybe the past 5 or 6 years, I was always eating with my mouth open, not even conscious of it. Gulp, gulp. Calm down, Renata. Eating with my mouth open. Didn't even know it. Because I think a part of me is still a kid. Because you know how little kids, when they eat food, they have like sauce all over their face or ketchup all over their face or chocolate or something all over their face when they're eating? That's how I am. Like at the end of my meals, I have food on my face and I'm like, I'm not a child. I'm 39 years old, gonna be 40 this year. What is happening? It's some weird thing. Maybe because I have big lips and the food just goes everywhere, all over my big lips. We're all kids, children of God. You got it, Renata. You know what time it is. So, it's nice to have dinner with you guys, to connect, share stories, laugh a little bit. Feel free to throw out a topic. It's like we're sitting across from each other at a nice restaurant where somebody else made the food and then somebody else pays the bill. This is really good. So, because these live streams are always about energy healing, meditation, and practical spirituality, there's something to be aware of with your food and with other people who prepare your food. This is my story. We're eating together. The energy of the person making your food determines the quality and the taste and the energy of the food. Meaning, you have a chef, and the chef is super irritated and stressed out and angry, and the food is at his solar plexus level when he's preparing it. So that solar plexus energy is going into your food. True or not true, right? Have you ever eaten food that was clean, but you just didn't feel good eating it, right? Then, the reverse example, you have your mother or your grandmother making her favorite pork chops, her favorite beef stew, her favorite lasagna, her favorite whatever she makes, right? Her favorite mojo. And how does it taste when you eat it? You feel blissed out. You feel super satiated. You feel love. Why? Because the love energy, the heart's very activated of your mother, your grandmother, and then the energy is going out into the food. So they're literally impregnating the food with love. So a kind of a funny thing that I've heard for many, many years in my life, that I make the best smoothies, because that's kind of my ninja power. Not the ninja blender, it's my ninja power. Is that I just know how to make smoothies, and I was always thinking to myself, well, what is it about the smoothie? You know what I mean? It's the same ingredients. Like, I'm using common everyday ingredients that everyone uses in their smoothie, so what's the difference? And I thought about it, the energy. Because as I'm making the smoothie, I'm making it with awareness. I'm making it with love. I'm making it with vitality and wellness for myself or the other person that's drinking it. So when they consume the smoothie that we made, what does it have? Lots of awesome energy in it, right? And this reminds me of an experience I had in Fairfield, Iowa, 17 years ago, and had again recently, 2 years ago, of a family-owned business, a family-owned restaurant in Fairfield, Iowa called Gupta's. If you are ever in Fairfield, Iowa, I not highly recommend, you have to go to this place. If you're ever in Fairfield, Iowa, you go to Gupta's. It's a husband and wife team. They've owned this restaurant for at least 35 years. They're in their probably late 60s, early 70s. Been long time spiritual practitioners and meditators. And in the back, when the wife is making the food, it's Indian food. When she's making the food, she has full presence of what she's doing and her heart's super open. And then they're playing mantras. Hello. They're playing mantras where all the food is. So the entire time, from the moment the delivery of the food truck comes in, drops off the food, as it's being made, and as it's sitting in the, what is it called? The buffet line, it's getting impregnated with divine energies. So I remember, and it happened 17 years ago, amazing experience, and it happened 2 years ago, just as an amazing experience. You go in there and you're like, all right, what are my options? It's an Indian restaurant. So you'd think all these different options. Not quite. It's Gupta's. It's basically rice, white rice, dal, right? Simple dal, lentils, super simple. As simple as rice. Rice, lentils, or dal, brown beans, I don't know what they call them, brown lentils. What else? Chapatis, and for anyone who knows Indian food, chapatis is the poor man's naan, right? Naan is the thick bread. You get garlic naan, you get plain naan, there's all kinds of naans, right? There's all kinds of naans. Chapati is the poor man's naan. It's like super, super thin, and I love it. It's like, I don't want to talk about it. It's amazing. So, and then you have a choice of mango lassi, rose lassi, and you can get mango chutney. Not the spicy mango chutney. I'm not really into the spicy mango chutney, but the sweet mango chutney, it's ridiculous. So super simple food, super simple spices. They put it on a plate for you, and you get a little tray with your drink, all this stuff, and you go and you sit down, and the food touches your mouth, and you're like in ecstatic bliss. Like you just had a mouth orgasm, a spiritual orgasm. You're just like, what just happened? And the menu could not be simpler, could not be more boring, but after eating it, you're so content and still and joyful. It's beautiful. And it's like $10, right? $10, as opposed to going and there's a bunch of them in Denver, as opposed to going to a nice French restaurant or high-end restaurant or high-end steakhouse, spending $150 to $200 for you and another person with tip, and you're like, well, that was nice. It was good, right? But the bliss, the joy, the ecstasy, not there. Why? Because of the energy of the person making the food and how the food is prepared energetically. So Renata says, dun, 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 so you can program water and put that into your body to transform your own body mantras. Classical music is also fantastic, or Twin Hearts meditation. Correct. So you can take water, you can set up a speaker and have a certain mantra chanted from the speaker going into the water. That will change the properties of the water. You can put the water directly into the sunlight for 24 hours. It will gain the property of the sunlight in it. Very, very powerful, very healing. Do not overdo it it's called solar water. Don't overdo it with solar water because it's very potent and you can easily get congested, which then could lead to Kundalini syndrome, which is a whole problem in and of itself. Master Choa, my teacher right here, he calls spirulina. So spirulina is that green powder, right? I mean, you can get it not in the green powder. Mind you, Atma Namaste. But spirulina, he calls it sunlight in a bottle. Nicole, Atma Namaste, calls it sunlight in a bottle. Super cool. I have it right over here, around the corner. Renata says, your body is 70 plus more of water, easy to program. Yeah, good point. This has been fun, guys. I'm glad we've had a chance to connect. Yeah. If I have any food on my face, feel free to text me. I think they put heroin in LaCroix. I have at least 2 LaCroix a day. Did you hear about the water test? What's the water test? Come on, Renata. Throw it out there, girl. Are we really on a stream right now watching a guy eat? Man, what is going on with our lives? Baby toast. Renata, you going to San Diego? All right, so there are 3 cups of water. I'm with you. Tell me more. I know a businessman who did a live stream for 8 hours of him sleeping. He just turned it on and then had it on his bed where he was sleeping for 8 hours. So people would just log in throughout the night and throw in comments and find out what he was doing. Kind of a weird way of keeping yourself open energetically, right? One cup water, nothing done to it, no changes. It was same, no effect. Got it. The other 2? I feel like I'm blocking the teacher. Wouldn't it be funny if Renata was telling this and then she just stopped? She just logged off. What about the other 2 cups of water? Don't leave us hanging. That's how they used to do it in the 40s and 50s with movies. They almost every single time, even the ones that they would play at home. But you would go to the movie theater and you would watch something, and then they'd have, that's where the term cliffhanger came from. They would have the most exciting part of the movie, and it would end to have you come back for the next showing. So it's like the damsel in distress is about to get run over by the train, and we'll see you next week. So the whole week people are talking about, do you think she makes it? Do you think the hero rescues her in time? Oh my God, what's going to happen? And that would keep getting people to come back. The cliffhanger principle. Now, for those of you who have Netflix or have Hulu, you'll recognize something very interesting. That they have scientifically hooked you through psychology to keep going back and watching the next episode and the next episode. That's why people binge watch shows. That they hadn't developed that until we have this streaming. It's like in 5 seconds, the next showing is going to start. Oh, I got to see because they left me. It was a cliffhanger. What's going to happen? And then 7 hours goes by and you're like, I've just been watching Netflix for 7 hours. What have I been doing with my life? For those of you who know The Office, it's one of my favorite comedy shows. And they have like, it varies on how they count it, but anywhere from 198 to 208 episodes of The Office. I watched every episode within 3 weeks. I had a lot of time on my hands at that moment. That's a lot of Office. I think I was dreaming about The Office at that point. Oh, second cup, they cursed it. Put negative thoughts, the molecules were deformed. Go on. Renata's on a winning streak tonight. So lit up. Also, whenever I go out to have dinner with someone, I'm always the last one done. Always. Why? Because I'm always talking. That's not entirely true, though. I'm a very good listener. I have to listen for my work. I have to hear in between the lines. It's nice. Super nutritious dinner. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Third cup. Third cup did positive affirmation, and water molecules have beautiful crystals like snowflakes, which are the receptors that are important giving messages to the brain. Oh, yeah. So with this test, they proved in research that positive affirmation can reprogram the brain wiring to what you want to become. There you have it, folks. Third was, and then Malvika says, third was blessing given to the water with love. Yes, true. Water has a consciousness of its own. Yeah. Master Choa talked about living water. Look it up. Living water. It's mentioned in the Bible. Yes, you'll be at the retreat in San Diego. Can't wait to be there at the Monday. Can't wait. I'll be there. You're getting in on Monday? I'm getting in on Tuesday morning for Inner Christianity. Drinking water is therefore very healing. It depends on what program is around that water. Oh. Antoinette, Atma Namaste. I think this might be your second time on a live stream. Welcome. How am I doing? Any food on my face? Nope. Nailed it. Go ahead, guys. We're almost done with dinner. Throw out another comment, another topic, a question. I do like making dinner for people. When my son was here, I made chicken legs for him. Drumsticks, big chicken drumsticks, huge, almost like a turkey leg. And I never made those before. So that was a lesson in and of itself. Oh, the other thing is, you know how people are napkin people, right? They always have a napkin, like for everything. Napkin for a little cookie, a napkin for a donut, a napkin for whatever. There's always a napkin somewhere in the equation. I'm like the anti-napkin guy. I'm grateful when people give me napkins because I'm going to need it, but I almost never use a napkin. Does that make me a savage? So, for those of you looking for healing, looking for transformation, looking to take your life to the next level, I recommend going to ChristianRLong.com, which is my website, because basically everything I do was taught to me directly by my teacher, Grandmaster Choa Koksui, and how to take you from where you are to where you want to be using energy. And there's all kinds of energy. When we work with people, we look at all the factors that are influencing them positively and influencing them negatively. So there's a synergistic and accelerated healing rate. Meaning, if you have a physical problem and we just work on the physical, we don't work on the emotional, we don't work on the mental, we don't work on the spiritual, the healing rate's going to be slower. Likewise, if you have an emotional problem and all we work on the physical of, hey, you need to work out more, but we don't take care of the underlying cause as to why you're having the emotional problem, healing is not going to be as transformative and as quick. But I will say this. I'm recognizing this more and more after 16 years of doing this. Someone has to be open and receptive to transform. Meaning, somebody hires me, they give me money, and they're like, okay, heal me. They put 100% of the responsibility to be healed, to be transformed, to move forward on the healer. Versus a better way, here's the money, what do I have to do? And when you give me that, I'm going to do it. That's the better way of doing it. Renata's back. Yay! No more phone dying for you. Does that make sense? So a person who wants to transform has to do things on their end in order to transform. Because working with people, one of the most frustrating things is them not doing the homework. They're hiring me because they think I'm qualified in helping them transform, which I am. But guess what? We all have free will. We can choose to do homework or not. We can choose to do the assignments that are given to us or not, right? You can hire the best personal trainer on the planet. You can have access to the best gym equipment on the planet. But if you don't follow the exercise program, you don't follow the nutrition program, and you don't use that equipment, it doesn't mean anything. And I really try to hammer that home to people. So they hire an energy healer for anxiety, and the energy healer removes the anxiety from the person, right? But the person doesn't change their viewpoint around anxiety. Guess what? The anxiety comes back. I have a few clients that I give them homework. They finish it almost immediately after giving it to them. They give me feedback on that homework, and then guess what? Their progress and transformation is like this. Skyrockets. Super, super fast. But there are other people that for one reason or another don't do the homework, and their growth is much, much slower. So the biggest factor outside of karma is a person's receptivity. A receptivity to their own healing, a receptivity to the healer, a receptivity to their teacher, a receptivity to the great ones and God as a whole. And those people will make huge, huge progress. And that's the interesting thing is people typically don't transform unless they hit rock bottom. And when they hit rock bottom, what have they become? Receptive, desperate, right? So they're like, I'm willing to do anything. But the person has to keep that level of receptivity, not desperation. The person has to keep that level of receptivity throughout the whole healing process, mentorship process, coaching process, to keep making huge jumps in their development. But as soon as they start becoming resistant instead of receptive, progress slows down. So what did Renata say? So if you write love on the bottle or glass will penetrate into the water because it's the intention sending the energy into the water. Correct. Right? So you have a glass jar, you fill it with water. On the outside of the glass jar, you write love, you write harmony, you write beauty, and you stick it, tape it to the jar, and then it impregnates the water with those crystalline energies. Yolanda, namaste. It's been a while, girl. Yes, that's why it's important to get coaching along with healing sessions. Yes, that's why we do coaching and healing. At least I do in my practice. Renata says, yes, but you can help them become more receptive. Do you know how to help them? Do you know the technique? Yes. Renata, I've been doing this for 16 years. I hope I do. Who knows? There could be a technique out there that I haven't heard of before. It's possible. Bliss, ecstasy. For those of you who are joining right now, we just finished dinner. Where were you? We all missed you. This is our little dinner evening. I have a little piece of bread left. A teeny tiny piece of bread. So, That's it, guys. If I can help you with transformation, please let me know. I give you homework after every healing. Your goal is to do the homework properly and rapidly, and you will see great transformation in your life. If you don't do the homework, your growth and success and transformation will be much, much, much slower. Right? It's kind of like hiring a doctor too. Hey doctor, this is my condition, my ailment, whatever. And the doctor says, okay, based on my 10 years of experience, do this, this, and this, and within a week you'll be healed, or you'll be feeling much, much better. And you walk out after paying your copay, you walk out of the doctor's office, and you go, well, that was nice, whatever. And you just go about your day. And instead of recovering in a week from your sickness, it takes you 2 months to recover from your sickness because of infection, because of setbacks, because of, lost time at work, lost sleep, all these things, right? So the faster you can take the right action, the quicker your life improves. And that's why we hire experts, hire professionals, hire people that have spent a number of years focused on one thing. My focus has been energy healing, energy healing, energy healing. That's my area of expertise. I can't do your taxes. I can't explain the intricacies of a black hole. And I can't tell you how to change your oil in your car. It's not my area of expertise. Never gave any attention to it and always passed the buck to somebody else. But when it comes to energy healing, I'm absolutely an expert in what I do. That being said, the person needs to take responsibility and co-create and collaborate with the healer that they're working with instead of, hey, heal me. 100% of the responsibility for the result is on your shoulders. It doesn't really work like that. Do you want to take your energy healing to another level? Ted, Atma Namaste. Yes, Renata, and you sent me that message. I haven't had a chance to look at the webinar, but yes, you did send me that message. I like how Ted is on most of the streams, but I never hear him commenting. Hey, Ted, can you hear me? Ted? There's always a 20-second delay. Let's see if he heard us. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of your evening or whenever you watch this. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing your time, your energy, your questions, your comments, your suggestions. It's very, very appreciated because it adds value to everybody who was on the live stream and then everyone who watches the replay. And that's it. So I look forward to connecting with you guys very, very soon. This is Christian Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, wishing you a beautiful Tuesday night, a beautiful week, and a beautiful life. Atma Namaste. Bye-bye.